Um, I'm Ruojun Wang, and I'm a first-year PhD student from the IT department of HSC, and this is my second semester. So actually, I just started my PhD journey, so I haven't decided the final topics of my dissertation, but I do find something very interesting. Currently, I'm very interested in the human-centered AI designed in conversational agents. More specifically, how to manipulate the visual and linguistic features of such agents, like online service-based chatbot, to ensure a better human-computer communication. For example, last semester, I worked on a research proposal about improving chatbots' emotional intelligence to make the chatbot show some sympathy and politeness during the conversation with our users to see whether it will improve users' trust and intentions to use in the context of online health service. And yeah, that's my interesting fields of study. I think we can consider the importance of responsible AI from two perspectives. First, as a design stage. Actually, I can see the studies about chatbot designs are basically based on the advance of AI, especially natural language processing. I think if we want to design a suitable and intelligent conversational agents, we should make sure that it can understand the user's input, no matter is a voice input or a text input. And the chatbot should also give some proper responses about their suggestions and their opinions towards the users. So we need to deploy some techniques to achieve that goal, such as sentiment analysis and affective computing, which are very popular these years. And all these techniques are based on the AI algorithms. And on the other hand, it's very important in the implementation process. Actually, when you design a prototype, you always have the ideal picture, but when you put it in the real life, it's not always the same. So in the context of online chatbot conversations, users are actually very sensitive to any issues, no matter it's something about their privacy or any sign of mistrust, bias, discriminative behaviors, or any inappropriate conducts of a chatbot. So once they detect such signs, they might immediately quit the use of this kind of system. And of course, we want to avoid this situation. So in this case, I think responsible AI is very necessary to make sure the system can work in a transparent and consistent way to avoid any possible offensive behaviors towards our users, so that we can address users' concerns about this kind of design. Yeah, and that's my opinion. Exactly, it's all about how to build an emotional bond between the users and the chatbot, and you actually need to make sure that a user can trust it. I can think of a very important question, and is a question that is very difficult to solve. Is how to make sure the chatbot can actually act based on our social notions of right and wrong. So it's a very broad question, and it remains a question for several years, and researchers from several disciplinaries are still working on it. But the thing is, it's still very challenging because, as I just mentioned before, the ideal picture and the real life, the use in real life is not the same thing. For example, I remembered that Microsoft has launched a Twitter chatbot called Tay, if I remember it right. It works very well at the beginning, and just after several hours, it becomes very, it became racist, sexist, and harassing because it actually extracts some information from the user's post on Twitter, and you know that the post can contain this inappropriate contents. So the thing is, we want to avoid the similar situations, just as this unsuccessful chatbot. However, the AI algorithm embedded in the chatbot works in such a way that the output of the chatbot depends on the input of the chatbot, no matter it's from the user's input, like what the user said to the chatbot or what the chatbot collected from the internet. But the thing is, we can only control things on our side. It means we can only control the design of the chatbot. We cannot control what people will say or what people will post on the internet. So it's still very challenging to make sure that chatbot can perform a moral and ethical behaviors. So the question, if I put it more specifically, is about how to avoid stereotypes and discriminative responses about gender, age, race, and so on during the human chatbot interaction. And I think because I aim at the studies about chatbots, so I put it in the context of chatbot, but I think the similar question also applies to other AI-related study, such as the AI-based recruitment system. Like a company deployed a recruitment system based on advanced AI algorithm and found the system only selects candidates who are white males, stuff like that. Okay, my hobby is skiing. I think there are many people in Canada have the same hobby with me. Because I like outdoor activities such as volleyball, swimming, climbing. But during the winter, you know, the choice is skiing. But I'm just a beginner and started to practice it about, if I remember it right, 3 years ago. So I'm still struggling in the green slope, but yeah, I hope I can make it to the blue slope this year. I'm not sure whether I can achieve that, but I will try. Actually, I just went back to Calgary during the winter break and enjoy skiing again. So it's just about a week ago. I'm still practicing it.